wanna stay unforgettable. You a Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honest. Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Madden Football on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a good one in store between the Salt Lake City Flyers and the San Antonio Dreadnoughts. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Salt Lake City Flyers and the San Antonio Dreadnoughts. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this San Antonio team as they enter play. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Meanwhile, for the visitors, Salt Lake City, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'4 quarterback.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some snacks.
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down. And this offensive unit should have a lot of juice coming off the big output that they had 1 week ago.
Nothing like confidence, is there? When you've played well the week before, you can't wait to get back on the field and do it again.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Great first drive defensively. 3rd and short, able to stuff the run.
And what it does is it gives not just confidence to your defensive players, it gives an overall feeling of, okay, we've established things here early. We can carry this throughout the game.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, right? A terrific offensive line. But I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 5 catches, 58 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Now they try the right side here. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Back to throw. Gross looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play and just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them. It's a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5. Well, look now at our starting defense. They enter this one 18th in the NFL in stopping the run.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they rush the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something that they have to work on and reverse a little bit. Make sure you play the run on your way back to the quarterback.
Looking to throw. Gross forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a 1st down.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they'll run it on the toss. That one good for 14 yards. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Quick hitter here, it's complete. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. On 2nd down now, Bridges. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. The defense surrenders a 13-yard pass play there on 3rd and 1.
Okay, I'm not so great at math, but I just looked over at our statistician, Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust?
Well, this is where you've got to make a decision as a defensive coordinator. Do you really get after the quarterback, or maybe you tighten down on the receiver?
And it's a touchdown. It's their quarterback with touchdown number 12 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here is the home side to take over on offense. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Yeah, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Back to throw. Clinton. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
And it's really difficult to prepare for this team. This is the #1 overall passing team in the NFL, but it shouldn't be hard to get excited about playing against them. The ultimate test going against that unit.
And that's why you and I are excited to broadcast this game.
Yes, sir.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Clinton. And that is incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. And they'll send out their punter now as he'll the 2nd time.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
So here are visitors to take over on offense. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets them up nicely. 8 yards on the carry. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half-yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And he'll give it here to his running back. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Let's take it inside his own 40. 12 yards on the return that time. And this offense, they're going to have an excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So here's the home side to take over on offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And to give this time to the tailback. The numbers for him from a week ago, 12 carries, 71 yards.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch the run.
Now they'll run it on the toss. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
70, Indy.
On 2nd down, Goodson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
60 outlaw. Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the 1st quarter.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. To throw on 2nd down, Clinton. This will be caught inside the 10. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Back to throw, Clinton. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. From 6 yards away, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half.
Great field position has to be one of the best friends an offense can have. When you don't have very far to go, you should cash it in with points.
A try here for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So this drive spans 7 plays. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. So here are visitors to take over on offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Now whistles here, and we've got a man down. Man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. This offense so far on third down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Gross. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And he'll give it here to his running back. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. On 2nd down now, Bridges. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
I can't believe they even let you play.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Check. Double time. 4
They'll run on 1st down. Barker. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there, because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Gross. And it's caught. From 19 yards away. And his guys have taken the lead.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set, and racing going 3 wide is a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a 1st down.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Here we go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Now a handoff looking right. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. To throw on 3rd down. Clinton. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Off the play fake. Clinton. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
Go now. 15 line. 15 line. Watch that in. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Get it. Play.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be dropped at about
60 Pittsburgh. Keep tight end. Keep tight end. We got 3. We got 3. 5.
on 2nd down. Goodson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. From the gun on 3rd down. Clinton. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Certainly there are good things about quick strike offenses that score fast. But a long drive can also work to your advantage as well.
In so many ways, Brandon, because number one, you get them tired, but the big one is mentally. They can't figure out how to slow you down, how to get off the field, how to get the ball back. They go to the bench wondering, what are we going to do next time in order to stop those guys?
The extra point up and good. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here are visitors to take over on offense. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards, a first down. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Steps away to his left. He'll run it. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Gross.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
He can run for it, and he will. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
I like his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
So here is the home side to take over on offense. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get to field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. This quarterback now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. From the gun, Clinton. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Back to throw. Clinton. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, and it's the Packers who are out in front in the second quarter. The Packers.
Okay, well, so much for the halftime report here. Guy can't even finish his Snickers. We're going to get right to the third quarter. Let me spit this out. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are visitors to take over on offense. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan is showing you.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down. Gross. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So a stop here defensively to start this third quarter. Just what's needed in a tie ball game.
Yeah, good chance to build back some momentum on the defensive side of the ball. In fact, what they've done, is give their offense a nice push in the back as they get ready to take the field.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Fielded at the 20. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner. And with good timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Off play action. Clinton. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Off the play fake. Clinton. This will be caught inside the 10. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Clinton. And it's caught. Touchdown. From 8 yards out, as his guys are able to regain the lead. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. So that drives 7 plays in length. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So here are visitors to take over on offense. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Looking to throw on second down. Gross throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll be brought. Throwing on first down. Gross, complete to right. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That's a gain of 14. On first and 10, Gross. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Here now is second and 10, again from the 41. Throwing again, Gross. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets him 6. Back to throw. Gross. Got a man. It's right. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moved.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And he'll give it here to his running back. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. They'll run it now out of the gun. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. On 3rd down, Gross. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 more yards there. This methodical drive continues.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Gross buying time to his left. He may try and run for this. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. And his kick is indeed good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the third quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your coach? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
Well, that's what he's done here in this one so far. This quarterback now 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Clinton. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wagner. And he's got this down to the 35. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Back to throw. Clinton. His throw incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. And a give this time to the tailback. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
An excellent pickup of 20 yards. So they did not bring pressure, and turns out probably a bad idea.
Yeah, he had time to stand in the pocket and deliver a strike. So I'm wondering if they're going to note that, and next time just go ahead and bring that pressure.
This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Extra point forthcoming. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it was finished off by the 14-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal, the way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Looking to throw. Gross. And he rifles one incomplete. The offense on 3rd down. Well, they've converted 7 times and could use another right now. Here it's 3rd and 2. Back to throw. Gross. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively. Brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So they bring out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. Oh, the pressure comes, and it's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. And they will wind up with a football here at the 22-yard line.
Well, it's not enough that they're playing with a lead. They go ahead and block the punt as well. Does that have the sense to you of a team that's looking to close this one out?
I was just going to say a little bit of a dagger 2-score game. Now you get the block. That's tough to recover from. So here is the home side to take over on offense. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Clinton. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll only get this to the 17, well shy of what he needed. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Coast offenses, you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So here are visitors to take over on offense. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this will go for 5 up to the 33. To throw on 2nd down. Gross. And he will find his man on the outside. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, first down. Back to throw. Gross. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Looking to throw. Gross. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and they're going to face a third down. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the second down pass play only went for 2. Back to throw. Gross. He can run for it, and he will. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They'll try and run for it. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Looking to throw. Gross going down the middle, and it's complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. Quick hitter here. It's complete. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down. Gross. And it's caught. Touchdown. From 8 yards out as his guys are back within a single score. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Point after, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. A 10-play drive that time. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here is the home side to take over on offense. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
So here are visitors to take over on offense. Now, these guys hardly got a chance to catch their breath after the quick turnover, but I doubt they're complaining much.
Especially with the field position they get to start with. I wouldn't be complaining either. I'd want to get right back out there and get after them, because now you have an opportunity to make a big play. I'd say let's be aggressive and go after him.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up first and goal.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
They come out here in the eye. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Another shot from the 1 on second and goal. Second and 1. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Here we go, third and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Back to throw. Gross. Oh, no, he lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on fourth and goal. Looking to throw. Gross. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab as they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. A drive that time of 6 plays. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. This is taken at his 4. And nice Nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So here's the home side to take over on offense. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Ready?
Looking to throw on second down. Clinton, throw left side, complete. That's Sherman. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Back to throw. Clinton. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Sherman. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Well, they were in search of a nabbing over 20 yards.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
This quarterback now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. 2nd and 15. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Clinton. And that will be incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. And on now is the punter as he's on here to punt it away. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Throwing to start the drive. Gross. He'll try and run it. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down. Looking to throw. Gross. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Back to throw. Gross. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. On 1st down, Gross being chased, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd and long. Gross. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
He wasn't ready.
And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So here are visitors to take over on offense. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game, and how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now a first throw here in overtime. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Gross. And that is incomplete. Well, their defense did its job. Now they're going to get the football with a chance to win it.
And it feels like they ran out on the field, and right before they did, they told the offense, don't worry about this. We got you. Okay, we got the situation under control. We'll get it back for you for a chance to win the game. And, boy, they did it well.
Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here is the home side to take over on offense. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Part 1 is done, now part 2. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Right back to him on first down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Gonna give this time to the tailback. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Come on, set. 18 Gator.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively. Jars it free. No first down.
They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline.
Let's go, boy. Bring it up.
So here are visitors to take over on offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
Off play action. Gross. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
We got 4.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. And an alley to run. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. So here is the home side to take over on offense. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored, that's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let a team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Got to be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickel and dime down the field.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Off the bootleg, Clinton. And he's got his man on the comebacker. A gain there of 21 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Ready? Double time. 3 down. Ready?
Now a handoff here to his running back. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back.
2 times. 3 down. Go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25. And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT.
Here we go, here we go. 10 over.
Double tight, guys, double tight. No. 3 down.
And go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A gain of 13 and also a first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. And he got it. The kick is good. In overtime, he's able to split the uprights. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. Now remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for San Antonio, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.